LoreWarrior Online, AGS-4D Argus. Overview. Following the great successes of the Combine-produced Omnimechs in the late 3050s, a host of manufacturers clamoured to design their own versions. But as the 3060s dawned, the department of the Quartermaster rejected each prototype Omnimech submitted for trials, citing the high cost. In fact, the only Federated Sons exclusive Omnimech came out of Calon Industries, and only then because Field Marshal Duke George Hasek circumvented official channels and personally authorized the construction. The executives at Achenar and Robinson Standard didn't give up hope. However, after they learned that the other was working on a heavy Omni design, they entered into a partnership, sharing their R&D and design costs for the mech that would eventually become the Argus. The AFFC again turned down the Omnimech proposal, citing cost reasons, but when the two companies resubmitted the mech as a conventional design, the mech was quickly accepted. Capabilities. Both Achenar and Robinson Standard chose to use one of the Argus's alternate Omni configurations as their production model. Designed as a brawler, the mech mounts a single Class 5 rotary autocannon. It was a relatively new and untested weapon at the time, but one that was rapidly becoming sought after by mech warriors specializing in close assault tactics. Backed up by a pair of ER medium lasers and all tied to another new piece of technology, the NAIS's targeting computer, the combination proves incredibly lethal at short range. The Argus isn't limited, however, to short-range engagements. Its arm-mounted LRM gives it potent reach, letting it operate in just about any kind of formation. It works best in highly mobile and cavalry lancers, where its speed and firepower can be put best to use. It also mounts a Beagle active probe, letting it function as a heavy scout, if necessary. Though the Argus is no longer an Omnimech, it does still possess many of the same design features as an Omni, making field repairs an easy proposition. Electronics are installed in easy accessible modules, while the dozens of connections and section joints throughout the mech allow techs to quickly disconnect entire body parts and swap them with those taken from another Argus, making cannibalization quicker and repair of hard-to-reach equipment much, much simpler. Deployment. The Argus then first entered service on Kentaris 4 with the 5th Donegal Guards. When elements of the unit moved there under orders from the Archon to suppress a growing rebellion, since then the Argus has more than proven itself in battle in units up and down both the Draconis and Crucis marches. The mech has become quite popular with high-profile units like the 1st Federated Sons Armoured Cavalry. Variants. Both companies produce a handful of the Kringle primary Argus variants each year. It completely drops the current weapon loadout and mounts an ERPPC alongside paired LRM-15s, each tied to an Artemis 4 fire control system, plus an additional double heatsink. This efficient Battlemech is becoming increasingly popular with units throughout the AFFS. Mass of 60 ton, the chassis is the 1A Type 12 Endo steel, powerplant is a GM300XL, screw speed is 54 kph, its max speed is 86 with no jump capability. Sorry, I'm fending off a cough again. Armour is the Starguard 2 with case. Armament is a single Mydron model RC rotary autocannon 5 with a federated 10-shot LRM-10 launcher, 2 bright bloom extended range medium lasers, and a single Mydron minigun machine gun. Manufactured by Achenar Battlemechs and Robinson Standard Battleworks, and its primary factories being on New Avalon and Robinson. Communication system is the Achenar Electronics HID 8.7. Its targeting and tracking is the Federated Hunter Mark 20 with targeting module and Beagle active probe. Stats-wise, this is a mech that moves 5 and 8 with 12 double heatsinks. Its armour is 9 on the head, 28 on the centre torso with 9 on the rear, 20 on the side torsos with 7 on the rear, 19 on the arms, and 27 on the legs. The rotary 5 is located in the right arm, believe it or not, while the ammo for it is located in the right torso. The machine gun is just above that in the right arm as well, with 100 rounds of ammunition stored in the same side. The ER medium laser is also in the right torso, with the targeting computer located there, and as is the case for all the ammunition. The left arm has the LRM-10 with 24 shots located in the left torso. The other medium laser is located in the left torso as well. The Beagle active probe and the case is also located in the left torso. So basically, we're looking at a mech that is entirely reliant on its biggest punch being in its arms, essentially. If it loses one of them, it's losing a significant amount of its firepower. But hey, we all know the Argus, we all play MechWarrior 4, we know what its capabilities are. I'm sure we've all run around with our own custom builds of this 60-tonner. It's not bad. I don't dislike it. And, believe it or not, it's actually had a decent amount of updated art from the, weirdly enough, the colouring book. I forget which one it is now, but yes, there is an updated model. It's probably up on the video by now. And doesn't it look so much better? It's not a huge change, but the rounded LRM launcher and the change of the cockpit design, the feet, I think really sells it as an updated version, but it doesn't change it completely. It's really nice. It's also nice that the barrel for the rotary, it actually is a rotary barrel rather than the standard, which just looks like a big cannon. Obviously, that was one of those cases where the artist wasn't really told what a rotary cannon looks like, or they just had come up with this and some writer decided that that's a rotary cannon instead. So yeah, there's not much of the large barrel in the right arm that rotates. Also, the smaller barrel that extends just above that is supposed to be the machine gun, which means that thing is packing big fucking bullets, if that's the size of the barrel for it. I mean, it's almost the same size as the Rack 5 barrel. So yeah, I mean, that must be pumping out huge fucking rounds. Then again, with 100 shots, so one per turn. That's a hell of a lot of bullets it's going to be spraying out. It's overall, it's not bad. It's a great trooper, 60-tonner. It just does a decent amount of work. It's not flashy. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not the most upgunned, but it's a capable machine that can do enough across a few different roles on the battlefield that it is, it's reliable and effective, and a great mech that you can have the players go up against, or you can have it as a great mech for players to start with, because 60 tons is a decent starting range for the heavy kind of category for players, because it's not too upgunned and it's not too over-armoured for its weight class. And as you can see, 28 on the CT, it's respectable, but obviously it's not so much that a player feels invulnerable. And it's the same with the side torsos, and the arms and legs are pretty well armored for what they are. But yeah, 19 on the arms, not a huge amount. The legs are extremely well armored, but it's got enough movement as well that it can extricate itself if it needs to, and its heat dissipation is pretty good for its mostly like ammo based loadout. So yeah, overall it's not bad. I do quite like the Argus, and it's nice to see it get an update visually. Hopefully we will see more of these designs get that kind of update as time goes on. But yeah, it's cool. It's the same artist again. I don't actually know his name, unfortunately. You see his mark on the right hand side of the original artwork, but there's his little sign, his little note, those little hazard lines that he likes to put on all the designs he worked on. It's all over this mech, on the face there, the middle bit of the sort of the leg joints. You got it under the LRM launcher. So it just gives it this kind of construction mech kind of feel to me, though, unfortunately. So I'm not quite sure. But that's the Argus. As I said, I'm sure many of you have encountered or run an Argus yourself back in the day when MechWarrior 4 was the shit, especially with certain mod packs, and people used to play that online for the multiplayer mode, or just running around in, obviously, the campaign for MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries. So yeah, it was a good old time, and not a bad design overall. So I'll leave you there before I start sort of coughing everywhere again at the end, like the end of the last one. Apologies again for that. Have a good week as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.